Hello there, welcome to another exciting edition of Community Report on Channels Television. I'm Victoria Ido. As we know, unemployment is on the rise in Nigeria, so whatever you can do to make some money on the side is a welcome development, so long as it's legal. So these young girls, as students, still students of the university, have taken it upon themselves to learn a trade, and they started to do makeup. So they're makeup artists, and they're all under 25 years. We're going to be talking to them on the show today. How did they start? Where did the idea come from? And how are they doing, combining business and schooling? Welcome to the show. I'm Victoria Ido. Nigeria, the most populous black nation, with an estimated GDP of $410 billion, has an unemployment rate of 7.96% and its poverty rate stands at 40%, according to statistics.com. These staggering numbers has driven people to create a source of income for themselves. Creating that source of income in an economy like Nigeria requires some strategic planning and training. While some take time to get trained, others stumble into it and get trained subsequently. Some start at a very young age, like these makeup artists who started while as students. They believe the saying that looking good is good business, and they are milking it. They have taken the opportunity of making money of it. So whether it's to the office, a wedding, or maybe an Owambe party, or to the beach, the professional touch of a makeup artist is required, or maybe a light makeup by your own hands will do the job. These ladies, who have been students for a while now and have been at it for a few years, are trying to build a brand for themselves as they learn the ropes along the way. Nadi Telma is a 400-level estate management student at the University of Lagos. Her makeup business is just a couple of years old.
Naturally, I've always had this passion to see people beautiful, and before I even started doing makeup, I'm a kind of person that anytime I look at somebody, I try and imagine how I can really make you look beautiful and try to see beauty where there's actually, where people think, oh, this girl is not so pretty and that. So it was more like a passion. Like when I started, I wasn't even aiming per se, but I just did it like, oh, this was something I like to do. And then later on, I decided to make it a profession and earn some good cash with it.
The early stages requires that she does some form of training, which she took from the internet.
First, I didn't learn makeup from anybody, so I decided to help myself, go to YouTube, learn more. I was using my face most especially to learn this craft, and I can remember at times when I'll draw my brows and scrape up my brows, and that was how I started. Then when I felt like there was need for improvement, I went for an upgrade with a makeup artist, and from there I started.
Most parents will react the way her parents did, hearing that their daughter wants to go into makeup. Would you blame them?
They were not in support. Everybody was makeup. I thought everybody's doing this thing. Why makeup? Please focus on your studies, this and that. But when they saw that I was earning money with it, I had my first job, and aside the money, I showed them reviews from people and message, and then they were like, oh, okay, this girl really meant this thing. And then when I had spare personal cash, I was using it to buy products. When money you're supposed to use for yourself and do one or two things, you're buying products. But when they saw the interest I had in it, they were like, okay.
Different occasions requires different makeup, and that's what you learn as you go.
Makeup generally, there are different kind of makeup for different occasion. The kind of makeup you'd wear a bride or do on a bride for a white wedding is extremely different from what you would put on that same person when she's going for a trad, or somebody going for a corporate affair occasion or something So makeup differs. I think it's more based on the occasion in question.
And as a makeup artist, There are some materials you cannot afford to do without.
First, you need your brushes, and then the brushes are like in different. We have your powder brush, your concealer brush, your blending brush, your eyeshadow brush, your bronzer brush, your lipstick brush, your spoolie, your mascara wine, and those are like the major brushes you need. Then your eyeshadow. For the eyeshadows, we have like different kind of eyeshadows. We have the pigmented one. Those are the ones that has like a lot of shimmer on it. Then we have like the semi-pigmented. Those ones are not like extremely pigmented like the pigmented ones. Then we have the matte eyeshadow. Those ones are like in powder form. You know, they don't really pop out well. You use those kind of eyeshadows for like when you have a bride. And yeah, that's like basically for eyeshadow. Then you need your finishing spray, your setting spray, also your foundation. Foundation is actually very important because that's like one of the keys in your makeup. And for foundation, aside, there are like different kinds of foundation. We have the medium coverage, the full coverage foundation, and aside coverage there are also different undertones of foundation. So you need to understand this because it's not just about getting a person's vice shade. You also need to get the person's undertone.
Ruth Chibuke is a 300 level philosophy student. She started a makeup business before she became a student.
I started makeup before I got into school. I had a 9 to 5 where I was working, but I had my makeup job as a part-time hustle.
For a student like herself, running a business and being a serious student may not be that easy, leaving us to wonder how she's able to combine the two successfully.
It has not really been a problem for me actually, because I've been able to balance it, even though sometimes there are days when I'm really tempted to, just go for my job, but I have to do the right thing.
Women, they say, swing into moods sometimes, and as a makeup artist, it's important to learn how to manage them.
Sometimes it can be really, really hectic. So it has taught me patience and being able to control the situation. So these are the rules I feel like you need to learn, because sometimes people would push you to the walls so much that you would want to talk back, but at the end of the day, customers are always right. So you have to always consider your customers' feelings whenever they're trying to tell you something, whenever they're saying, oh, this is how I want it. You should not force your opinion on them.
As different occasions require different makeups, different faces also require different types of makeup.
There are different types of skins. So we have the dry skin, we have the oily skin, we have the combination skin. Now, if you're working on a dry skin, you need to understand that skin needs more attention, because there's a high chance that the person might come out looking so harsh, like the makeup is looking so dry and harsh.
As a makeup artist, it's important to create a style for yourself.
Everybody has their style. Everybody has their uniqueness. I feel like for me, I'm not the very loud makeup person. Personally, for myself, I barely even wear makeup. But when you see my clients, you can tell that this is RBB's clients. You can tell the difference between my makeup and some. I'm not saying mine is better. I'm just saying I know my hand. I know my craft. So when you see my crafts, you can easily detect that this is an RBB's client.
As a student, getting the word out there has been majorly through social media.
Sometimes most of our jobs they all come from referrals, when people see what you do, because you cannot sell what you do not have. So if you're selling a market and you're showing people what you feel like you can give, and you cannot give that thing, you're obviously not going to get referrals and people come back to you. So how I've been able to go out there is social media, my Instagram handle, been on Facebook. I've had clients refer me to other people, because really the market is really huge. There are a lot of makeup artists, but just like everybody will say, just carve your own niche. So I've been able to carve mine, and I have my clients that have been here with me for over 3-4 years. Yeah, so
Mentorship in the makeup industry is key to progress.
my mentor has been able to make me understand that it won't happen in one day, because I've been here for a long time, even though I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not bad. I'm not way behind. My mentor has been able to help me through the part where I understand that even if I'm not getting biggest clients in town now, there's a time when I would actually get them, and when they start to come, I probably would have to beg them to stop coming because there will be a lot. So I'm still trying to be very patient till I get to that point.
Onyinye Egwatu is a Youth Corps member. She read business administration at the University of Lagos.
It started off as a passion because I always like to have so many makeup products. I remember then I'll tell my mom, I'll go to my mom's makeup, I'll take like 2 things. I don't know if I really like it on myself or I just like doing it on others. Then I used to see a lot of people do makeup. Then I had a phone online and I was like, oh my God, I like how these people do this thing and I like the transformation after the makeup. Then when I got to the university, I did diploma in University of Lagos. So diploma, after a while, would be done and stay at home while others would still be in school to wait for our result to know if we passed, then we now start our year 2. So during that period, I was just at home doing nothing. So there's this makeup studio not far from my house. I remember I always go there to model for the students that were training for makeup. I did that for about 6 months, and that was where I learned 1 or 2, because I would always see that and in my head I'll be imagining how these people are doing this. I would see the product they use, I'll see what they use, then I'll go to the market, buy those same things, and then I'll try it with my sisters and my cousins at home.
Getting into school, her story changed as she started to see makeup as a business when she started making money from her fellow students.
When I got to university, I used it a lot because a lot of people would do makeup to go out, birthday and all of that. So I was doing that then, not until when I was done with school. And it didn't affect school because it was always at my free time in the hostel. I'll just do it in the hostel, always at my free time.
And after school, she made up her mind to get some formal training.
After I was done with school, NYSC came immediately. I went, and that was last year during Corona. So we did not stay for 3 weeks in camp. We came back home. So we're just at home, and then I was just like, oh my God, so this is it. During that period, I was just thinking, I need to now go for my makeup formal training. I need to go now. This is the time to go. I need to go and acquire all the knowledge I haven't. I need to go and do all the experiment. I need to go and learn new things, increase, and so I was thinking of where to go to. I was thinking of where to go to learn. I was thinking and thinking. Then May last year, I started training with somebody, and then I've been on with it since last year up until now. So I'm still doing it. I'm still not where I want to be. Still learning every day because our crafts, there's always new techniques in our craft every day, every minute, every second. There's something new to learn. There's a new way to do your brows. There's a new way to rub your lipstick. There's a new way to contour your face. Like there's a new way to do everything you want to do.
Keeping abreast with new information that springs up every now and then is important for a makeup artist.
That's why we have our models. Like when there's a new idea or a new technique, we call somebody and try first to see if it works for you, because what works for me might not work for the other person. Yeah, because it's just like makeup. We have the way, so many people do their makeup in different ways. Some people will do the brows first, then foundation. Some will do the skin work first, foundation first. Some would even do their eyeshadow first. It's just what works for you, how you feel like. I hear people say, oh, my mood today, I'll do the brows first. And
these makeup artists are going to take us through the process of making up a person's face. So when they start, the first things they need to do is prep the face.
While doing our makeup, first thing I do is to use a clean wipes to like wipe off our face, even though the person might have had a bit, but there might still be some dirt on the face. So it's always advisable to first clean your client's face with your wipes. So I would have gone for the to carve our brows, but our brows are already carved, so I'm not going to do that. The next thing I apply is moisturizer on our face to moisturize our face. So I just apply a little, just very little.
Why do you need the moisturizer?
You know, the moisturizer helps the whole makeup to just probably stay calm and makes the face sit in. Then I go using my female primer. Blending is key, so I make sure I blend thoroughly into the skin.
After the foundation has been taken care of, it's time to touch up the eyebrow. This part of the job is where a lot of people don't find it easy, I inclusive.
So you just follow her hairline accordingly so you don't go overboard. I'm going to highlight her point B first of all before going into her point A. So when you're done, you can see that we have her point B well highlighted compared to where you have the other concealer, because you're trying to make the brow bone pop. So this is what we have for the brow. So I'm using her actual shade to just blend in the concealer properly so that you don't see what we call fine lines. So I'm going to be going in with an eyeshadow. So for eyeshadows, there are 3 basic steps to take when you're applying an eyeshadow. The first step is to go in with your transition color. The second step is to go in with your contour color, and then the final step is to go in with your base. The base is the actual shade of eyeshadow you are trying to achieve. The color of the dress your client is wearing determines the color. The type of occasion determines the type of eyeshadow you're trying to create also. Next thing I would do now is apply a mascara before putting the false lash and then lining. So I'll apply a lash glue on the false lash. Then I'll take my tweezer, ask my client to close her eyes, and then I'll just place it on her real lash. Liners are important because they help you cover the false lash. I'm done with the eye. The only thing I need to do for the eye now is take off the setting powder, because the setting powder helps you set the highlighted area. So you have to highlight your T-zones. This is your T-zone. All the place where I added extra powders, they are called the T-zones.
When a person's face is almost finished, the final touches are important.
People have different type of lips. Some people have the small lips. So for the small lips, I overline to make it full, to make it big, so it's not so small. So I just overline. I go over the lip line. Then for the full lips, I go in the lip line to reduce the lips. And then for lips, you can always play with colors. For some lips, you can use like 4 different types of lipstick. For others, you can use 2, and for some, you can just use 1. And then it's just I feel like the lips is like one of the easiest things in makeup. And then I always love to gloss my lips.
And finally, to finish up the face, the lip has to be properly taken care of. This is what her face finally looks like. Beautiful, you will say.
So I'll take this to spray her face. What's the spraying for? It's to set everything. The powder, the foundation, to set it in. It's always good to use a finishing spray after your makeup. So I'll just tell her to close her eyes. Then I'll just use my hand to cover her eyeshadow because I don't want it to crack. And then just...
Abisoye Oyinkosola is a 300-level student of Food and Science Technology at the Obafemi Awolowo University.
So when I started, I got support from home, but not totally. There was still this being independent in it, that kind of thing. Like the first palette I bought, the first powder palette I bought it 7K. I borrowed the money from my mom. Like my mom bought it for me, then I paid in installments later.
As a young girl who gets some stipend from home, getting into makeup business is a welcome advantage as she is able to make some extra funds for herself.
There were times when I needed money, I would say, yeah, and a job just came. Just then I wanted to move into a new house, and I got money for the house from home, of course, but I needed curtains, foot mats, mops, and all the likes, and my roommate wasn't so buoyant financially, so I had to handle everything. So a job just came in for me at Oshogo, and I school in Ife, so it's not really so far. But then it's a bridal job, and I had to stay overnight. I remember I took 8K for the work, and that was what I used to set up my room.
Happy moments for her as a young makeup artist.
Okay, I was doing makeup for people around, but this was like an outsider, and she showed me a picture. So I was supposed to reproduce the picture, and when I did it, was very cool. I still have the pictures as like one of my best pictures till now.
As a young growing makeup artist, the fact that some people may not see value in her work can be very discouraging.
There's this building your own value. So when people devalue your stuff like that, I move and I tell myself that I'm better than that. And there are times that you want to just pity some people and do it. That's not really like bringing yourself. You're still giving them that value, but you're just helping them.
And then when she feels discouraged and unvalued, she moves.
Everybody doesn't get to know your worth. Everybody doesn't get to know your value. So there's this thing of knowing yourself. And let me say, for me, it has been a journey. Recently, someone helped me shape my eyebrows. And there's a way I shape eyebrows normally, but the way I've seen this person has the mouth, so I felt that this person is way good. I've been looking forward to her shaping my eyebrows, but then she did, and it didn't turn out really well. This is not how I would like shape my brows if I wanted to. This is not how I would shape anybody's brows, that kind of thing. So there's this building your own value. So when people devalue your stuff like that, I move and I tell myself that I'm better than that.
Every laborer is worthy of his wages, they say. But how are these wages determined?
Almost every student makeup artist goes through this. When people just price down what you do. Like now, somebody wants to do a wedding and you say that the makeup fee is probably 8K or let's say 10K. Then they say, is it not just powder? Is it not just this? There are times when it's not even wedding. Probably this person wants to do a birthday. And person is, okay, the price makeup 1K, 500. When you go for wedding jobs, those ones are even common. When the bridesmaid wants to do makeup, the visitors want to make up, and they are saying they will pay 500. And the thing about makeup is that there could be 500 naira makeup, but then the products will be different. Makeup products, like, they have grades, that kind of thing. So you can't be using a foundation that is worth like 4,000 now, and I'm doing a makeup of 500 naira. It's not, yes. I think that's one thing. Devaluing what you do, that's a challenge. Resources, that's a challenge.
As a person who would like to learn to make up yourself, there are essentials you must know.
Before you learn to make up yourself, I would say it's good to first practice like externally, probably on someone. There were days when I had to use my hand to just practice brows and the likes and concealing. So you have to like be able to do it externally first. And then there are ways to hold like some brushes, there are ways to hold the eye pen, so that you should know.
As she takes us through the process of making up, your own face.
So people do their faces first, but I start with my own brows. And then I like to use my mirror, a small mirror. I really cannot cope with. So for me, I like to do both simultaneously. Once I draw this one, I draw this. It's not really too much. Just put your bronzer where you highlighted.
When you see these beautiful faces around, apparently it's not magic. These are the magicians behind it. And that's where we draw the curtain on the show today. Thank you so much for watching. As you have seen, there is no excuse not to do that thing you've been wanting to do. So stop sitting down and, giving excuses. Stand up and do something for yourself. Stop waiting for a miracle to happen. You can create employment even in your small area. That's our stop for the day on the show. Thank you so much for watching. If you missed any part of it, you can check it on our YouTube channel. You can also send your comments to the social media handles showing on your screen. I'm Victoria Ido. Stay safe and see you next week. Bye for now.